Alrighty, let's look at our first question. Always mark the keyword because it will help you to arrive at the correct answer quickly and also save you much time what the question is looking for. Option E says checkpointing. Checkpointing tracks progress but doesn't perform streaming ingestion. Wrong answer. Please check out my other courses on Udemy by searching Cloud Guru Amit, where I have tons of courses related to cloud computing, that is Azure, Google Cloud, AWS, cybersecurity, management courses, and many more. And also, please consider connecting with me on LinkedIn at the rate of Cloud Guru Amit or Instagram at the rate of Amit Physique, where if you need any kind of personal assistance, I'll be glad to help you out. We'll move to B. B says Spark Structured Streaming. Spark Structured Streaming powers autoloader's ability to ingest data continuously and incrementally. Let's keep it. We'll move to C. C says Databricks SQL. Databricks SQL is used for querying, not for streaming data ingestion. Wrong choice. We'll move to D. D says Unity Catalog. Unity Catalog manages metadata and access, not streaming what we are looking for, right? Not the streaming logic. Let's delete this. We'll lock option B, Spark Structured Streaming, as the right answer. Okay, so this will test your concept on SQL. We have a SQL query in the options, and we got to write the SQL query which returns the number of null values in the member ID column to assess data quality. Option E is select count member ID from my table. Count returns only non-null values, not null count. We are looking for the number of null values as well, right? Therefore incorrect. We'll move to now option B. B says select count member ID, count null member ID from my table. So count null, if you look, is not a valid SQL syntax. This is invalid option. We'll move to now option C. C says select count if member ID is null from my table. Count if with a null condition returns the exact number of null entries in the column. Let's keep it. We'll move to now option D. D says select null member ID from my table. Null function doesn't exist and cannot retrieve null count, so this is just a distractor and invalid choice. Again, we'll delete this and lock option C as the right answer. Okay, now let's look at this question. This is all about minimizing storage cost and avoiding creating or persisting physical data. Option A says Spark SQL table. Spark SQL table creates a persistent object that consumes storage. We'll eliminate it. We'll move to B. B says view. View persists across sessions and may be accessed by others. Wrong answer. We'll move to C. C says delta table. Delta table stores physical data and incurs storage cost. Incorrect. We'll move to D. D says temporary view. Temporary view avoids physical storage and is scoped to the current session, meeting both isolation and cost goals. That being said, temporary view is the right answer. Okay, now let's look at this question. Option E says Databricks web application. Databricks web application is hosted and managed by Databricks, not stored in customer's account, what we require. Incorrect. Let's move to option B. B says cluster management metadata. Cluster management metadata is maintained by Databricks infrastructure. Incorrect. We'll move to option C. C says notebook. Notebooks are stored in Databricks control plane, not in the customer's cloud account. Wrong choice. We'll move to D. D says data. Data is stored in the customer's cloud account to maintain ownership and control over analytics assets. We'll lock option D, data, as the right choice. Alright, we have a brainstorming question this time where we need to detect newly added files since the last pipeline run and ingest only those new files without duplicating previous processing data. Option A says Unity Catalog. Unity Catalog manages metadata and permissions but doesn't detect new files, what we require as per the question here. Option A is wrong. We'll move to now option B. B says Delta Lake. Delta Lake handles data storage but doesn't monitor file arrival. Wrong answer. We'll move to C. C says option C says Databricks SQL. Databricks SQL queries data but cannot track incremental file changes, what we also require as per the requirement. C is wrong. We'll move to now option D. D says autoloader. Autoloader tracks new files and ingests only those added since the last run, avoiding duplication. That's what we need. So autoloader is the right answer. We'll lock it. Okay, now let's look at this question. As per the question, we need to make sure that duplicate entries are avoided by updating existing rows and inserting only the new ones. So this is somewhat like the previous question but slightly different, right? And we need to decide between using merge into command or insert into command now. So let's look at option A first. E says when the data needs to be removed to a different storage path. Changing data location is unrelated to how rows are inserted or merged. We'll reject it. We'll move to now option B. B says when the destination is a table stored outside the managed environment. Merge into works with delta tables, not external non-delta tables. Wrong answer. We'll move to now option C. C says when the incoming dataset is in a non-delta format. Merge into requires the source or the target to be a delta table, right? As mentioned previously, like option B. So this is again wrong. Now let's move to option D. D says when the destination table must avoid repeated entries during updates. Merge into updates existing rows and inserts new ones, preventing duplicates in the target table. Looks good. We'll lock option D as the right answer. Okay, now let's look at this question. Option A says check the permissions tab in Data Explorer for the table. The permissions tab shows access roles but not the owner identity, what we also require, right? Determine the owner, that is the owner's identity. A is wrong. We'll move to now option B. B says assume ownership details are not available for the table. Ownership metadata is visible in the workspace and not hidden. So this is just a distractor. We'll reject it. We'll move to now option C. C is locate the owner field in the tables page in Data Explorer. Owner field in Data Explorer displays the user who owns the table, enabling access request. Looks good because we need to determine the owner anyway. We'll keep it. Let's move to option D. D says look for ownership details in the tables page in the cloud storage solution. Cloud storage metadata doesn't reflect table ownership in Databricks. Wrong answer. Let's lock option C as the correct choice. Alrighty, now let's look at this question. Option A says the entire pipeline must be developed using Python only. Delta Live tables support both Python and SQL. So full conversion to Python is unnecessary. We don't need this. We'll delete this. Option B says the pipeline should discontinue to use of medallion based multi-hop architecture. Medallion architecture is supported and encouraged in Delta Live tables. So this is again, the statement is wrong. Let's move to option C. C says the entire pipeline must be implemented using SQL only. SQL and Python are both valid in Delta Live tables. No need to convert all logic to SQL again, just like option A. Python only it was there, it was SQL only. So C is again wrong. Let's move to option D. D says the pipeline must switch from a streaming source to a batch source. Batch sources meet audit and compliance needs when streaming ingestion is not permitted in Delta Live tables. That being said, option D is the right answer. Alright, now let's look at this question. Option A says PySpark.sql.types.date types. Date types defines static date fields, not scheduling patterns. What we require as per the question, right? A is wrong. We'll move to now option B. B says date time. Date time handles time objects but doesn't express recurring schedules. Incorrect. We'll move to now option C. C says PySpark.sql.types timestamp types. Timestamp type stores time values but cannot represent job recurrence logic. Wrong choice. We'll move to option D. D says cron syntax. Cron syntax allows defining complex recurring schedules in a compact and programmable format. Let's lock option D, cron syntax, as the right answer. Alright, now let's look at this question. Option E says select star from sales. Select star from sales is a SQL statement, not a PySpark operation. What we need. A is wrong. We'll move to now option B. B says spark.delta.table. Spark.delta.table is not again a valid PySpark method for executing SQL queries. This is wrong. Let's move to option C. C says spark.sql. Spark.sql allows executing SQL queries and returns as a data frame for Python based operation. Looks good, we can keep it. We'll move to option D. D says spark.table. Spark.table loads a table but doesn't allow custom SQL query execution. Option D is wrong. We'll lock option C, spark.sql, as the right choice. So please don't go away. Let's meet in the next part of this series. Please check out my other courses on Udemy by searching Cloud Guru Amit, where I have tons of courses related to cloud computing, that is Azure, Google Cloud, AWS, cybersecurity, management courses, and many more. And also please consider connecting with me on LinkedIn at the rate of Cloud Guru Amit or Instagram at the rate of Amit Physique, where if you need any kind of personal assistance, I'll be glad to help you out. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please do consider sharing this video with your colleagues or friends so that they can also utilize the training program provided by NVIDIA.